What I'm about to teach you today is the exact reason why the rich seem to always be playing an entirely different game with money. Almost like they've got cheat codes that the rest of us never got the manual for. Well, the fact of the matter is, they know something most of the people watching this have no clue about. And today, I'm exposing 12 money hacks the rich pray you never figure out. Because once you know them, their little advantage? Yeah, sorry the secret is out. But let me ask you something. Why is it that broke people always know the price of everything, but the value of nothing? Well, I'll just say this. If you've ever felt like money slips through your fingers no matter how hard you work, pay very close attention. Because by the end of this video, you'll have the exact playbook the wealthy don't want you reading. Hack number 1. The bank isn't your friend, it's their playground. So for starters, let's clear something up real quick. Most people think the bank is this safe little box where your money just chills, waiting for you to pick it up when you need it. Wrong. That's the broke mindset. The rich, they literally treat banks like a partner in crime. While you're earning a pathetic 0.01% interest on your savings, they're using the bank's money, OPM, other people's money, to buy assets that pay them back forever. Okay, so here's an example. Imagine your neighbor saves $20,000 in a savings account. Cute. Meanwhile, the rich guy down the street uses that same $20,000 as a down payment on a rental property. 1 year later, he's making $1,200 a month in rent. Your neighbor? He made $100 in bank interest and a free calendar with a picture of a cat on it. For real, just listen, because here's the hack. The rich borrow cheap and invest high. They don't leave money sitting. Money sitting is money dying. And speaking of using money differently, hack number 2 is about flipping the script on how the rich spend versus how everyone else blows cash. Hack number 2, spending money to make money, strategic flexing. All right, now here's a wild one. The rich do spend money on luxury, but it's not the way you think. Average people buy a Gucci belt to flex on Instagram. Rich people, they buy luxury strategically because every flashy thing they buy has one of 2 purposes. It's a networking tool. Luxury watch equals instant credibility in certain circles. It's a tax write-off. Like, ever notice how wealthy influencers are always reviewing their cars or filming business content in their million-dollar homes? That's not just bragging. It's expense optimization. The IRS basically subsidizes their lifestyle because they know how to play the rules. Meanwhile, the middle class is out here financing a $1,200 iPhone on a payment plan with 0 ROI. But if you think that's sneaky, wait until you see hack number 3, the one where the rich literally buy time while you're wasting yours. Hack number 3, buying back time, the most valuable asset. I'm just gonna say it. Here's a fact that hurts. Broke people trade hours for dollars. Rich people trade dollars for hours. Like, they'll pay someone $200 to mow the lawn because their own hour is worth $2,000. And while you're sweating with a weed whacker on Saturday, they're making investment moves, building businesses, or networking with someone who's going to triple their net worth. This isn't about being lazy, it's about being efficient. Money is renewable, time is not. And watch this. I once knew a guy who refused to hire a cleaner because it wasn't worth it. Meanwhile, he wasted 3 hours scrubbing toilets every week. 3 years later, his business flatlined. Why? He was busy doing $10 chores instead of $10,000 tasks. The hack is simple. If you want to get rich, stop hoarding tasks that drain your energy. Start outsourcing low-value work so you can focus on high-value creation. Speaking of high value, you already know the Stealth Wealth channel is dedicated to providing the life of financial freedom you deserve, instead of the paycheck-to-paycheck grind you're accustomed to. Just make sure to subscribe to the channel and consider becoming a member to stay updated. Anyways, now you might be thinking, okay, fine, but how do I actually create that kind of money flow in the first place? Hack number 4 is where the rich really separate themselves from the herd. Hack number 4, turning debt into a weapon. Look, pay attention because I need to address something right now. Most people hear the word debt and instantly feel sweaty palms and regret. Why? Because they've been programmed to believe all debt is bad. But the rich? They don't run from debt. They weaponize it. Here's the difference. Bad debt equals buying liabilities. Cars, clothes, that Peloton you swore you'd use. Good debt equals buying assets, real estate, businesses, income-producing systems. Here's an easy example so you can clearly understand. The average Joe swipes his credit card to buy a $3,000 TV. Now he owes interest on something that literally loses value the second he turns it on. Meanwhile, rich Rebecca over there borrows $300,000 at 4% interest to buy a duplex. The tenants pay her mortgage, and she keeps the leftover rent every month. In 30 years, the debt is gone. But she still owns the asset that's doubled in value. The hack isn't don't use debt. The hack is use debt to get richer while everyone else drowns in it. But trust me, it gets even better. Seriously, hack number 5 is where the rich don't just use money. They clone it like an army of little soldiers working 24/7. Hack number 5. Compounding equals the rich person's time machine. Seriously, if there's one hack that separates broke from wealthy, it's this. The rich understand compounding. Albert Einstein once called compound interest the 8th wonder of the world. And dang, he wasn't lying. It's basically money steroids. Let's break it down with a story. Imagine two friends, Alex and Chris. Alex starts investing $200 per month at age 20. By age 40, he's put in $48,000. At a 10% return, he has $137,000. Chris waits until 30 to start. He invests the same $200 per month. By 40, he's put in $24,000. His account, $38,000. Same amount per month, but Alex is miles ahead. Why? Because his money had 10 extra years to multiply like rabbits. The rich hack the system by starting early or by dropping larger chunks of cash into compounding assets. Either way, their money grows while you're stuck scrolling TikTok. The truth? Compounding makes the rich richer and procrastination makes the broke broker. And while compounding builds quiet wealth over time, hack number 6 is about something way sneakier: how the rich get paid to spend money. Hack number 6, cashback, points, and miles, but on steroids. Here's a dirty little secret. The credit card companies love the middle class. Why? Because the middle class swipes for gas, groceries, and vacations, and then carries a fat balance. Boom, interest payments for life. But the rich, they flip the game. They don't pay interest. They collect rewards. They're flying first class for free. They're staying in 5-star hotels using points. They're racking up thousands in cash back every year. Here's an example. A wealthy entrepreneur runs $50,000 of business expenses through a rewards card every month. Instead of earning nothing, he earns 100,000 points monthly. That's a free vacation every 30 days. Meanwhile, the average person is still financing their Starbucks latte over 3 billing cycles. Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. But the hack is this. The rich use credit cards like a scalpel. They charge everything, pay it off in full, and rake in rewards. Credit cards don't use them. They use credit cards. But free flights and hotels are just the surface. Hack number 7 is where the rich go full ninja, making money while looking broke. Hack number 7, the stealth wealth play. Yup. This one's for my OG subscribers on the channel. Ever notice how the real rich don't look rich? Like seriously, no rented Lamborghinis, no Gucci tracksuits, no chain longer than a jump rope. That's not because they're cheap, it's because they know the secret. Money is loud when it's leaving your pocket. Wealth is quiet when it's stacking up. While middle-class folks flex a new BMW on a 7-year loan, the stealth wealthy are stacking rental properties, dividend stocks, and businesses you'll never see on Instagram. Here's the psychological hack. When you don't feel the need to impress strangers, your money works for you instead of against you. Loud spender equals broke with receipts. Quiet investor equals rich with assets. The rich know status comes from freedom, not from followers. And while the stealthy rich are stacking assets in silence, hack number 8 shows how they buy freedom instead of toys. Hack number 8, turning income into freedom units. Check this out because I know I'm talking to someone directly with this one. Here's how broke people think: I make $5,000 a month. I can afford this $700 car payment. Here's how rich people think: how many hours of freedom does this $5,000 buy me? Trust me, the hack is simple but life-changing. The rich translate every dollar into time. Watch this example. Let's say your monthly expenses are $3,000. If you make $5,000, you've got $2,000 left, aka 2/3 of a month of freedom saved. Stack enough freedom units, and guess what? You can quit your job, travel the world, or launch that business you've been daydreaming about. Meanwhile, the middle class is stuck in the hamster wheel because they confuse income with freedom. The wealthy hack the game by converting cash into investments that pay them back forever. That way, their freedom units keep renewing automatically. But freedom alone isn't enough. Hack number 9 is where the rich flex their real superpower, making money invisible from taxes. Hack number 9, taxes. The game you're not playing. For real, this one's going to sting, not even gonna lie. The middle class pays the highest taxes. The poor, they pay little to none. And the rich, they've mastered the tax code like it's a cheat sheet. Here's how. They don't earn income, highest taxed. They earn capital gains, dividends, and business profits, lower taxed. They use corporations and trusts to move money around legally. And here, let me fill you in on something. Jeff Bezos once took an $81,000 salary while being worth billions. Why? Because salary equals tax magnet. Ownership equals tax minimizer. The hack? The rich don't avoid taxes. They design their life so income flows through streams that get taxed less. And the best part? Most of these hacks are literally available to anyone who actually learns the rules. But guess what? Schools don't teach them. Why? Because if everyone knew, the game would end. And if you think taxes are sneaky, wait until you see hack number 10. The one where the rich literally print money out of thin air. Hack number 10, printing money with assets. Okay, now here's the thing. Most people think money only comes from a paycheck. You clock in, you trade hours, you get paid, and repeat until you die or retire, whichever comes first. The rich laugh at that idea. Why? Because they don't just earn money. They set up systems that literally print it for them. I mean, dang, think of it like this. A broke person buys a brand new $1,500 iPhone. The rich, they buy an asset that spits out $1,500 every single month, and then they buy the iPhone with the cash flow, not their paycheck. Here's a simple breakdown. Real estate. You buy one rental property, and it generates $1,200 a month in rent. Bet. That's like giving yourself a permanent raise that never requires asking your boss. Dividend stocks. You buy $100,000 worth of strong dividend stocks, and they kick back $3,000 to $4,000 a year in cash without you lifting a finger. Digital assets. Online businesses, YouTube channels. Yes, like this one. Or ebooks. They can generate income over and over again once built. The hack? The rich don't spend their income. They use it to build money machines. Like, imagine having 3 or 4 of these money machines all humming along in the background. Suddenly, you're not working for money. Money is working for you 24/7 while you're on the beach drinking a mojito or binge-watching Netflix. And here's the kicker. It's not just about having more money, it's about creating freedom. Because when your assets pay for your life, you're officially out of the rat race. But the rich don't stop there. Hack number 11 is where they take it up a notch, making you and everyone else unknowingly pay for their wealth-building machines. Hack number 11, other people's money. OPM. Look, if you're new, you might think that's kind of weird, but please just stay with me. The rich rarely use their own cash. They buy real estate with bank loans. They build businesses with investor money. They expand empires with credit lines. And the crazy part? Other people are paying the bill. Tenants pay the mortgage. Customers fund the business growth. The bank lends money at 4% while they earn 12%. Just put it like this. A rich investor buys a $1 million apartment building. He puts in $100,000. The bank covers the rest. Tenants pay rent, which covers the mortgage, plus profit. Over time, he owns a $1 million asset without ever paying for it. Meanwhile, the average person is proud of paying off a Toyota Camry with their own hard-earned cash. The hack is clear. The rich use OPM to scale wealth. The broke use OPM to stay broke. And that leads us to the final hack, the one that ties all of this together and explains why the rich keep pulling away while everyone else stays stuck. Hack number 12, playing the long game while everyone else plays checkers. Seriously, most people think in days, weeks, maybe months. The rich, they think in decades. That's why they win. I honestly believe they play money like it's a short-term game of checkers. Quick moves, instant gratification, and bragging rights for winning today. The rich, they're playing chess, and not just any chess. They're playing the 20-year version where every move compounds into something bigger. That's why broke people ask, can I afford this monthly payment right now? While the wealthy ask, will this decision still make sense 10 years from now? Picture this. Your coworker finances a $60,000 luxury SUV that starts losing value the moment it leaves the lot. Meanwhile, a wealthy investor buys boring rental properties that generate income for decades. 10 years later, the SUV is worth maybe $15,000, while the rentals are worth $500,000, and still paying cash every month. The long game is the hack. While you chase trends, they buy timeless assets. While you flex this week, they're setting up generational wealth. While you think about today, they're thinking about forever. And here's the truth. The rich know wealth is less about speed and more about staying in the game long enough for compounding, ownership, and strategy to do the heavy lifting. And that's why the rich pray you never learn these 12 hacks. Because once you start thinking decades instead of days, you stop being a player in the system and start becoming the one who owns the board. So here's the bottom line. These 12 money hacks aren't magic. They're not reserved for billionaires. They're literally available to anyone who's willing to flip the script and play the game differently. The rich pray you stay distracted. They pray you keep flexing for broke approval. They pray you never wake up and realize the same system they're using is sitting right in front of you. So the question is, are you going to keep playing the game blindfolded, or are you finally going to learn the rules? If you're serious about stealth wealth, financial freedom, and building quiet riches, then do this. Comment the words, "I will be wealthy," so I know you're locked in. In fact, there are actually 10 wealth principles that'll literally make anyone rich. We break it down in this next video. Just click the video on the screen now, and we'll see you in the next one.